It is May the 27th, 2026. Berwick down in Mexico put out a video recently. He's just dealing with his ranch down there and said he's more interested in that right now than he is in world global affairs. And the same applies to me. I've already put my piece out there with regard to all that stuff. And I got plenty of videos. I got a book people can read. I got plenty of blue sky posts people can sift through if they're interested in what I have to say. But until they demonstrate that they are, I'm not interested in spending a lot of time wasting time talking to people um, about what's going on in the world. And frankly, I'm not that interested in talking to you much about what's going on in my personal life either. I'll tell you a couple things. I am undergoing some domestic and professional um, evolutions at this time, but that's as much as I'm going to tell you. And people need to start worrying about their own lives and getting their own shit in order rather than being Karens and worrying about what other people are getting up to. Um, and especially for the sake of rooting against those people and hoping that they fail. You know, you should be seeking to get your own house in order, and there's a lot to that. There's the spiritual side of it. I believe offering oneself to compassion or to God. Um, there's the financial side of it, which to me, until you have sufficient capital that you feel like you're cared for, you should be working to save more than you to earn more than you spend, saving the difference. And ideally, I recommend the resource sector, especially precious metals. And I think it's good to have some brokerage assets, which you can own PSLV, which is an ETF I trust more than the other one, even though not absolutely, because there's always counterparty risk with brokerage holdings. But um, it's good to have liquid capital that you can easily transfer in and out of the medium of exchange, which you need to use for transactions, which currently is in this part of the world US dollars. So, um, excuse me. So, get your financial house in order. You can pursue other things once you meet that criteria of earning more than you're spending, and figure out what you need to do, what sacrifices you need to do to make that work. Because if you don't do that, you don't have a chance. And you got more of a chance to do that now than you might have a week or a month or a year from now. So it's important, and I would get to that. Yeah, once you have that covered, hopefully you got some time left in the day that you can pursue other stuff. And hopefully you find inspiration throughout the day. And if you don't, if you got to work all day just to make ends meet, hopefully you're still able to meet that objective of earning more than you spend and saving the rest in something that's going to preserve value, such as precious metals. Because if you're doing that, you're on the path to something better, even if you're still stuck in a place that ain't great. Um, so, beyond that, I don't feel like sharing that much with you. I went up to Vegas recently unsuccessful, which was a bummer because I had given a bit of my action as a gift to someone who had experienced a hardship. I was hoping I could make them a bit and cash them out, but it wasn't gonna be, and that was disappointing. But I was playing short money for the states I was playing, so it was a real possibility from the get go. And I'm heading back to Vegas pretty soon. I'm going to take another crack at it up there. Probably won't see me in Arizona gambling scene for a few weeks at least, as I have some other stuff to attend to beyond just what's going on up in Vegas. So, you know, you're interested in what I got to say. The medium, the media's available. And my book is pretty heavy. I was looking at a copy of it last night, and early on, especially, it's quite heavy. I think if you get to the illumination section, and you can skip around in this book, but I think if you get there, you get to the good stuff. And there's a lot of good stuff in that book if you can bear getting through the tough stuff, or if you just skip over it. So maybe that's what people ought to do, because this thing needs to start getting some traction. Because I got good solutions, and I got a voice that should be part of whatever conversations are going on, um, as far as how to make this a better world, instead of banished out here on my own, talking to a tiny audience and a small part of the internet most people will never see.